Alright, what is up everybody? Today is going to be part 3 of the Megasquirt install. For this part, it's going to be cleaning up all of this wiring, getting everything wrapped up in these plastic tubes and zip tied, taped, whatever, getting everything in its permanent location. And then once all the wires are cleaned up, I'm going to finish putting the rest of the engine bay back together. I'm going to get my HID ballast and this plate back in here, get my fan wiring all put back in, and get the catch can intake back on. Still need to run one positive wire for, where is it, the fan relay from my switch inside of the car. And once everything is put back together aside from the hood, I'm not going to worry about that yet. I'm going to bring the laptop back out and try to get this thing running right. I tried to organize a little bit this morning after I got done messing with the car, and I've got like all my stuff sitting up on the table laid out so I can find stuff. And I guess I'll show you, this bag right here is full of all of the trash, wire and plastic and tape and stuff that I removed from the car, and as well as just like boxes and other trash from stuff that I bought. But it's mostly like just wire in there that I chopped out, which is nuts. Hey, when I put my shifter cables in, I mentioned that I didn't put that little boot or rubber thing back in so that I would have an access hole for wires and stuff, and it's proven to be very convenient. Alright, everything inside of the car is all zip tied and tucked up out of the way, so now it's time to move to the engine bay. Alright, I'm starting to get stuff cleaned up. I got all of these wires pretty much squared away. I got the one ground wire for the O2 sensor just hanging out, and then I got that one wire hanging out there, but all the rest are tied up into this loom, and I'm starting to tuck them. I want to get everything from like here all the way over to about this area pretty much tied up, and then I'm going to go and finish doing a few things with my main relay and maybe the fuel pump relay. I've got some stuff to heat shrink. I've got to also eventually finish off the starter wire. So I just wanted to show you guys exactly where I'm at right now. I am undoing all of the cables attached to the bus bar so that I can unbolt them and tuck this harness in behind those wires and then put them back on. And then I'll finish running everything else. I'll get the intake air temp sense tied into this and get everything off into that corner so I can just tie that one corner up real good. And then the bay will be cleaned up, and I'll be able to show you guys what it looks like without wires strung all over the place. It's another progress update here. Getting a lot more cleaned up, starting to get wires really organized. Got a lot of stuff taped up. It's still kind of a mess. I don't know exactly how cleanly I'll be able to make this come out, just because of how many wires like loop back and forth and stuff. I liked how I was able to bring everything back behind the engine and keep this front area relatively clean, and then once like the catch can and the intake and stuff is up here, you won't really be able to see that many wires. Alright, well, cleaning wires up took way longer than I thought. It is now dark outside. It's currently about 9:50. I have work in 10 minutes. But I've got almost everything cleaned up. I'm going to put a plastic cover like this stuff over this orange wire for the power for my fans. And then I'm probably just going to zip tie this wire. This is the reference wire for the voltage regulator. And then this wire or these two wires, I'm going to seal up in a cover as well, or in that plastic, whatever it's called. I can never remember what the hell it's called. Once all that is done, I will be able to put everything back together. The intake, get the ground hooked up for the fan relay, test everything, and be able to start actually tuning the car. We are this close. A couple more things, like I said, to button up here. I got to hook the power back up to the bus bar. So that's where I'm going to leave you guys for now. I'll get back with you all tomorrow, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get this thing on the road for the first time on Megasquirt. Following day, got back from work this morning and was really tired, so I went straight to bed. I'm all slept, rested, ready to go. So now it's time just to finish all of this wiring cleanup. And once the wiring cleanup is done, I can go ahead and get like my intake and stuff reattached. The catch can needs to go back on. Get this thing reassembled, and then I can bring the laptop out plug it in, fire the car up, and begin auto-tuning it. Get it to idle first, and then try to drive it and see if it'll auto-tune itself. Alright, all of the wiring is finally 100% finished. This is basically how it's going to look for a very, very long time. I got everything else wrapped up in this plastic. I ran out right as I finished this wire stuff for my distributor coil packs. I was able to extend them and make it reach, and I kind of just ran it right here. Everything's done, everything's put away, everything's cleaned up. Now I just got to get my intake and a couple little things down here put back in, get the one headlight reattached, and then I can start this car, try to tune it again, hopefully tonight be able to drive it. Everything is put back together. I got this all put back. I put a self-driller in there because there was only this one bolt here holding it up. Without the ECU brackets there was nothing to hold the side up. So one self-driller in there, got all this put back together, headlights plugged back in, catch can, intake, fan relay is all put back together. And I just realized I missed one ground. This guy right here, but I'm gonna go get the battery bolted back in, and then I'll go get that one relay ground reattached because I forgot about it, and then we can grab the laptop, start it, and maybe get to drive it. Car's on, the ECU, the laptop, and everything are all connected. Let's try to start it. I'm getting throttle position response. Let's give it a little bit. Almost. Prime it one more time. Not quite. Either there's bubbles in my line. Start auto-tune, please. There we go. We are running, which is good. I haven't tried to turn the fans on yet, and I don't really dare to at the moment. I will turn my lights on so I can see my water temp and stuff. Voltage is sitting just under 14. My alternator's junk, or this thing doesn't pick up as well as it should. Still have some fuel in here. 3% throttle. Will we stay running? What's nice is in the exhaust I can't smell unburnt fuel anymore, which is a lovely, lovely thing. See if we can get all the way down to 0% throttle. Stay running, come on. I need to slowly ease off of the throttle and try to get it to idle. I'm going to set the camera down for a little bit, get this thing to idle, and then I will get right back with you guys and maybe get to take this thing for a drive today. Alright, hopefully you guys can see both the laptop a little bit and what's ahead of me, but we are going to take it for the first official drive on Megasquirt. I got it out of the garage already. Come on. Stay running, baby. Throttle is very smooth. It doesn't have any hesitation. We're going to be nice and easy on her at first here. like the dynamics of the car have changed so significantly. It is nuts. Like the throttle is like buttery smooth, no hesitation, no farting, none of that shit. It is amazing how well this thing is running. Idling at around 1,000 right now. Oh, it is so beautiful. No pops, no backfires, no lurching, none of that. It is just flawless compared to where it was at before, at least. This is just incredible though. Like, I cannot believe I'm driving this thing with a Megasquirt in it and it's running. And it's running beautifully. I don't smell any raw fuel. That's the biggest difference aside from the drivability. I don't smell gas. I used to smell it constantly before because it would just pour fuel and not burn it. I don't smell that anymore. That is so cool. The drive went great. It tuned itself very well. Everything was going good until this happened. The coil for 1 and 4 exploded. Or melted and then exploded. I don't know. The whole top of it's cracked. Like it went boom. I didn't hear it go boom, but I could smell it burning a little bit. And it sounded like a dry heaving Subaru going down the road after this thing went. But it did run and idle on 2 cylinders, 2 or 3 cylinders. I probably was just 2, but I can't really tell. Never had that happen before. Interesting. I know that these are known for having issues. Probably a plug or something is burned, but it's hard to tell. I may need to go get new plug wires. I don't know. It was this one that took a poo. I may need to look through the wiring and see if one of them is melted as well. Car runs and drives. I ran and drove great until that happened, so I'm going to look into that a little bit. That's the other coil pack, that one's sitting down there. That's where I'm going to end this video for you guys. You get to see some driving, finishing it up. The engine bay looks fantastic. I'm so happy with how that came out. The install went pretty smoothly. It took a while. I started Friday night and it is now Tuesday night that I am done and was actually able to take it on the road. Definitely some more troubleshooting to be done, especially after that, but we're getting there. She ran, she drove, went down the road, had a pretty good amount of power, and hopefully by the end of this week I'll be able to start driving this thing again on a more regular basis. But like I said, that's from my latest video, guys. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more, and I will see you all later.